Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another math lesson today, ready to learn all about arrays and multiplication and how we can use something called an array to solve math problems. And so let's take a look at that today. First, we have to kind of know what an array is. An array is going to be a picture that is going to, your book's going to use circles a lot, so let's use circles. It's going to have rows, and rows are sideways. So we'll put 5 in a row. So these are rows going across. And then we're going to have columns as well, where we have dots going down like this. Okay. Now, when we've done multiplication before, we had separate groups of things. We had groups over, like a group over here, and then a group, and then another group. Now, what I'm going to notice here is that this all one big group, but they're arranged in a way that's going to make them easy to count. And so when we've talked about what does that multiplication symbol mean, we've talked about how it could mean groups of when we had a group and a group and a group and a group. We also talked yesterday with number lines about how it could mean jumps on a number line, jumps of. And today we're going to kind of figure out it means rows of. So how many rows of how many? So if we look at our array here, how many rows? Well, rows go sideways. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. How many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this particular picture is 4 rows of 5. So the problem with this picture is we do the sideways part, 4. We put the multiplication symbol here, and then we count the top. This is 4 times 5. Now, what's the difference between 4 times 5 and 5 times 4? Well, 5 times 4 means 5 rows of 4, which would look like this. There's one row of 4 and another row of 4, and I need 5 of them all together. So 5 rows of 4. This is 5 times 4. So if you look at those two pictures, they're similar, but this one's turned a little bit this way, and they're actually two different multiplication problems. Now, at the end of the day, it all equals 20. So if you're going to use this as a strategy, just know that you're going to get the same answer, whether you do rows or columns, but we want to think of 4 times 5 as 4 rows of 5. Okay? So what if I wanted to do 3 times 6, and I wanted to use an array to solve that problem? Well, I would need 3 rows with 6 in each row. It's 3 rows of 6. So it would look like this. And then I would count them, and I would find out that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and I get 18. Okay, so we've got one group. We're splitting those groups into rows, and then we're able to use that to write our multiplication problem. All right, that should give you some idea about arrays and multiplication. If you want to stick around for the Pearson lesson, that's what we're going to do next. Of course, if you're one of my students, you're sticking around for the Pearson lesson. So grab your paper. Let's work on our solve and share. Mark put sports cards in an album. He put 4 rows of cards on each page. So it's one page. Let's draw the page. All right, so he's got some basketball cards or baseball cards or football cards or hockey cards or something. He's putting 4 rows on a page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's putting 3 in a row. So 1, 2, 3. There's 2 rows, 3 rows, and 4 rows. And so we've drawn the picture of the page, we've drawn the cards on the page, and now we can really easily see that this is 4 rows, 3 per row, and that equals 12 altogether. Okay. Will the answer be the same if we put 3 rows of 4? Well, multiplication, we're allowed to flip the numbers. We kind of talked about that when we did 4 times 5 and 5 times 4. And so the answer is yes, but let's prove it. So here's the page. And now he's got 3 rows, but he's going to put 4 in each row. So 3 rows of 4. So this is 3 times 4. And yeah, the answer is the same. Yes. It is the same, but in a different order. Okay, so we're using arrays. These are arrays. This is an array. These dots are an array. It's just a picture that we're organizing in rows and columns to solve answers. Okay. So let's look at number 2. We're going to skip number 1 here. Mia puts 4 muffins in 4 rows with 7 in a row. Let's draw some muffins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. I need a 4th row. And how many are in each row? 7, 14, 21, and I got 28 altogether. I know I'm going a little quick, so feel free to pause and come back and check and make sure that you've got the right answers there. I'll zoom in for these next 2. All right, 3 and 4, we're simply trying to write a multiplication sentence for each of these. Okay, so remember, it's rows of rows of How many rows? 1, 2, 3. How many are in each row? There are 5 circles in each row. That gets me 15 altogether. So you saw my strategy there. I kind of connected my rows, and then from there I'm able to really see my picture. 3 groups of 5 or 3 rows of 5. What about number 4? Let's do that again. Connect it. So it looks like I connected 4. How many are in each row? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a second and figure out how many are all together. And you should get 24. Okay? Arrays are going to be a super helpful tool as we move forward and continue in our math. Okay? All right. Go ahead and check the Canvas page for what problems you've been assigned to work on today. And thank you for working hard. Good luck on your assignment.